Hi everybody, I wanted to make a video, and if you've seen lots of them, I know that for sure. I've watched a million of them. But I always hear this common thing about food preparation for emergency. And the problem is people get overwhelmed, and it makes them feel like, man, I need to get this, I need to get that. And they, before you know it, you're like, holy mackerel, I spent all this money. And people get flustered about it. And I wanted to make it a video, something that would be extremely simple, and it's not my idea. A buddy of mine was telling me about it, and I see him on videos, but it makes really good sense. And this video would be about, say, like a single mom or a single dad, and you're not making a lot of money, and you're thinking, I'd like to have a little bit of food on hand in case of a storm or anything like that. And I want to give you guys a couple ideas on what you could do, but to me that makes the most logic ideas. As you see here in front of me, we've got Weiss Food and we've got Mountain House. And these are nice. These are nice to have on hand, but boy, they're expensive. The average person, and if you're living paycheck to paycheck like a lot of us are, these aren't, they'll work. So then I got over here some MREs. These aren't so good. But, and they're not cheap. You get them in a case of 12, usually 12 meals. These aren't too bad. They taste decent. These not so good. But they're not cheap either. So I'm thinking, okay, you see videos on, I hear the thing of my parents need to buy something that tastes good for everybody. Well, that's true. You should really have mostly foods that you're going to eat always. But the problem is it gets expensive, no matter how you look at it. And this idea my buddy told me about, I know it's on YouTube and there's a lot of them. It's about a bucket idea, just a bucket you can get at Walmart, really cheap. And for a family who is living on a real tight budget, a few foods to have in a real emergency situation would be like rice. You can get all kinds of rice at Walmart. And the reason why I go 5-minute rice is because all you have to do is heat your water up a little bit, and presto, you've got yourself some rice. And it's easy, 1 cup to 1 cup. Or if you take a little coffee cup, whatever amount of water you use, the amount of rice you use. Simple, easy. This here lasts about 2 years, expiration date on this, so I was checking it out. And another greatest thing is ramen noodles. We've all seen ramen noodles on camping videos and YouTube sites. But the reason why I say this is you can have yourself white rice and cases of ramen noodles, okay? Now, most kids hopefully will like one or the other. But to add a little something to it, now here's just a little idea, Vienna sausages. A lot of people ain't going to say, no way, I don't want Vienna sausages, and that's fine. Go with canned tunas. You can go with canned hams, turkey, tuna in a pack, Spam. Any of those type of things would be great to mix in with these two things. And you could add some other stuff, seasonings, okay? And you can live a long time off of this stuff here. With little proteins, here I have some canned fruits that you can add to, and you can get soups. But even soups, not real cheap. And the kind that you don't have to mix water with, makes it just heat and eat type of situation. You can't beat it. And the idea that I got here is with a bucket, okay? It's like, okay, $2.97 for this bucket at Walmart, $1.97 for the lid, okay? You take your white rice here, you throw it in a Ziploc baggie, one of them big freezer baggies, and you can probably stack, I'd say, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 to 6 of these boxes of them in one bucket. And this box here cost me at Walmart just yesterday $4.97. And you can go to cheaper places and find bigger quantities if you go to Sam's. But what I was trying to demonstrate for I keep saying like the single mom who, in my mind, I picture, she's raising kids, and if something happens, they're going to need some food. You have stuff already in your refrigerator, but with school going on and you've got lunches to make and suppers to cook, something very cheap that'll go a long ways with a little bit of rice and ramen noodles, and you can stack them in a bucket, and you can't ask for a better meal. It really will work. You can add some canned corn green beans, you name it, whatever kind of vegetables you would like. But the main bulk of this video is about what to get that'll keep you full, to go to sleep full at night if there was a natural disaster or whatever the case is. You know, it never hurts to have this stuff around. It lasts a long time. And the ramen noodles, you know, I paid for the box of them, you know, the big box, was $2.29. You can get beef, chicken, whatever your flavor is, whatever. And the whole idea is, I was going to show if the power goes out, parents can also look into a little fuel thing like this, Sterno can. Usually Walmart sells them. And this is if your stove didn't work, or in that case, you pop the lid off, you light it. They're pretty cheap. It doesn't cost much. A little pot that you have in your house, you can warm up the right water, add your rice or your ramen noodle, throw in some meat, whatever kind of meat that you prefer, that'll last you a long time, and a little bit of vegetables. And you, your kids, will have something to eat that will be satisfying. Because if you go to this, and everybody says, you know, we've all watched those videos on, you know, you should have a year or 2 years supply of food. Well, that's pretty much impractical, because when you start buying food, getting into food preparation, people get confused. The main thing is to get something that is simple, that will keep you doing okay, and it works. Here, these are good foods. I've had just about every kind of them. They're good. I've ate just about every kind of MREs, and my kids have. Say hi.
Hi.
And that's my son. He's videotaping for us. And, but these aren't cheap. I mean, you're looking anywhere from $8 to $9 for a meal, and they're just not cheap. And like I said, you can get good ones, you can get not so good ones, and this brand here, not so good. I mean, everything's good in there. The food quality is good. It's just the flavor of them I'm not a big fan of. But the amount, I never had the Weiss ones. I've ate plenty of these. My kids have ate them. I've ate them. And very good. But a bucket like this is going to cost you like 70, 80 bucks. I mean, there's only 12 pouches in there. That's not a lot of food, really, when you think about it. Here, I think I got this bucket of food for, they run anywhere from, you can find them going from like $95 to, per bucket, $95 to $120 per bucket. It's just expensive, and for the simple solution of having a lot of food on hand that you can live off of, it's real simple. It's rice, ramen noodles, a meat, a canned vegetable, maybe some fruit. And you can add all this stuff in your buckets. If you have buckets like these here, you can fill them up with canned goods. They're easy to carry. They're light. Even a mom or a young child can carry them. And when you add the rice in Ziploc bags and you fill it up, you've got yourself a lot of food to stay going. And you take another bucket, you put meat on here. And write the date down on when you pack the stuff in here. And when you can write the date on when the rice expires too, you know, close to it. Same with the ramen noodles, but it has an expiration date on the package itself. But you can't really beat this. And a buddy of mine, like I said, he was telling me about it, and it made sense. And I used to put my stuff in Rubbermaid tubs, the big, bulky Rubbermaid tubs. It don't make sense, really. These are simple, they're cheap, they're stackable, and the best part is you can throw them in your vehicle, not worry about the lids coming flying off of there. They're waterproof for the most part. You know, if the rain was coming down, they got a good tight snap seal fit to them. You really can't beat the bucket system, in my mind, in my opinion. And I tell you, everybody, for the family who is living on a real tight budget, you know, the rice-wise, no matter what kind of rice you get, but I recommend you go with the instant rice, the 5-minute style rice. It's fairly cheap, and once a week when you go to the store, grab yourself one box of it. Grab yourself a couple boxes of this, and just keep going with it every week. And like I said, some people say they want comfort food, and a bucket idea is you buy another bucket and you write snacks on there, and you can put different snacks in there. You could put some crackers and cheese, you know, that you buy, and you can put granola bars. And it's fun for the kids too. They can reach their hands in there and divvy it out and see what they get as a prize. You can put fruit snacks in there. But I really wanted just to talk about a simple food that'll get you through anything. In my mind, you can't beat rice and ramen noodles. And a canned meat, you're gonna do good. So I thank everybody for watching this video. I'm sure it's not that great, and like I said, I appreciate your watching, and we'll see y'all later. Thank you.